So I want to issue a sort of retraction from something I said yesterday, on yesterday's show, just a little one. Yesterday, when I was talking about the possibility of overturning Roe v. Wade and how progressives can motivate and persuade voters to fix legislation, in their states, in the middle of a rant, I overspoke. And I said that it should be easy. That was a mistake, and I apologize for it. Easy isn't exactly a way that I'm comfortable in hindsight saying the process of changing the minds of rural voters in red states to see the folly of anti-abortion legislation that, will kill people through either unsupervised abortions or through medical emergencies, like not being able to receive treatment for otherwise fatal medical conditions like ectopic pregnancies, or how they're passing legislation that doesn't allow for exceptions for any reason, and that they're trying to rationalize why children who are raped or victims of incest must be forced to carry their rape incest baby who may or may not be able to survive to term or past term. As we've talked about, even hours or days, to carry to term, right? I shouldn't have called that easy, and I apologize for that. What I should have said, what I meant to say, was that it's easier. In some cases, much easier. Look, I'm not in a position to argue the difficulties of changing and persuading people who are staunch conservatives, or who don't give a damn, but are conveniently voting red because the MAGA propaganda tastes so good. It sounds good to people who aren't attuned to politics. Folks who hadn't voted until Trump got in, and look where we are now. I don't have to argue. I'm speaking from experience. I'm speaking as someone who does live in a rural community surrounded by MAGA hat wearers who believe that schools are lining their bathrooms with cat boxes, and who think that because their doctor gave them ivermectin and, they didn't die after they got COVID, that those two things are related somehow. Look, most folks who watch my show, they know I'm a minority. I'm also a cis straight male. And let me tell you, I'm quite actually balls deep in Trump country here, okay? Now, that being said, I don't need a uterus to tell you that all it takes is mentioning these things to these people, the women especially, because they do get it, that their representatives in their states from their party want to put the 26-year-old gal who works at the dollar store in prison for 30 years, and take away her guns, because while she was planning on having her fifth kid, she found out it's a tubal pregnancy. And she's devastated because she already knows that she has medical issues, with her reproductive organs. She was told by doctors that it may be dangerous for her, or that she might not even be able to have children anymore. But she hoped and she prayed that she could one day finally have a baby boy, because it's something that is important to her and her cis straight white husband who doesn't work, takes care of the kids. 4 small children, all, four daughters, right? Rural people get it. Rural women definitely get it. I know this because I've had these conversations with rural white Republican voting MAGA sign in their front yard in 2022 having women fucking weeks before the SCOTUS leak came out. So my retraction is this. It isn't easy. In fact, just having the conversation itself is rather difficult. But it's easier when the path is cleared by the screw-ups and the stupidity of our local state reps. It's a hell of a lot easier when this kind of messaging becomes normalized, because people who aren't quite there yet can see there's a problem. What actually is easy It's trashing your support base, blaming people that actually do agree with you and saying, well, you didn't do anything. That's easy. And it means nothing. Look, realistically, my efforts may do very little, and I'll admit that. Do I expect that every single person I speak with about these things will, see the light, goddammit, and vote blue no matter who? Of course not. But I also haven't seen a single person show a better way to deprogram red voters in a red state than talking to them individually about things that matter to them. What I am seeing is a whole lot of performance artists calling other people performance artists because they don't care as much. Yeah, but don't take my word for it. Maine State Senator Chloe Maxmin, she has a book out called Dirt Road Revival, How to Rebuild Rural Politics and Why Our Future Depends on It. The shit works. She's a state senator, for Christ's sake. The book details how you can get off your ass and make a difference in your community, or better yet, in not your community. Blue votes aren't just going to fall out of the fucking sky. Okay, and the people who are just now finding out that there even is a problem clearly aren't going to respond well to all that extra. Noobs don't want to get pwned. What's so hard to understand about that?